Good morning, folks. Welcome to this edition of Monday Morning Musing. Steve Crosby here. We are continuing on Matthew 18. And I left you with the idea that Matthew 18 is to be applied in objective transgressions, as in breaking a law code, not necessarily dealing with one's interpersonal feelings. If Matthew 18 becomes the mandatory so-called biblical template to resolve all interpersonal problems, we will create a vortex of insecure, psychologically self-absorbed, fragile human beings, rather than a robust community of vitality that can, in a sense, absorb infection and deal with it. I like to make a somewhat funny analogy. Every believer should be like a little Dr. Scholl's odor eater that you put in the stink in your shoe. The community, just by its existence, supposedly as followers of Jesus, and supposedly filled with the Spirit, and supposedly already existing existentially in a spirit of forgiveness, should have the ability to absorb minor offenses and absorb those psychological perceived woundings. If we don't, it's going to be like a perennial nursery or creche or kindergarten of just eternally fragile people with unresolved ego issues that expect the leadership to apply Matthew 18 to make their problems go away. That is an illegitimate understanding of the passage. Now, there's something else that's important here. If your brother, folks, this implies relationality. And in their context, covenant relationality. This applies to immediate relational context. Direct interpersonal transgression. So-and-so stole my lawnmower. If we go around worrying about what people think of me and what the person on the other side of the church thinks of me, who I've never spoken to in my life, even though we've been here every Sunday, and I heard that person said something unkind about me, and now I'm going to the home leader because I have to do Matthew 18 because I heard this. The entire premise of this chapter and the specifics of this Matthew 18 mechanics presumes upon proximity and relationality. If you take innocence, humility, proximity, relationality out of this equation, Matthew 18 degenerates into police state law. It is not my job to go looking for woundedness and hurting, to go through the congregation or the whatever your meeting format is, and, be on alert for every possible offense that could possibly happen. Those offenses are going to happen, and as a community, we should be able to absorb them. Now, in verse 15, it talks about going to that person one-on-one. Again, if there has been no foundation of human relationality, and you are using Matthew 18 mechanically, and you're dropping out of the blue into somebody's life that you've never had lunch with, never sat down with. And I've had people say this to me. Someone said, I disliked you from the minute I saw you. Never had a conversation with me. They later repented. Thankfully, they admitted they don't know why. But that's welcome to being human beings. My point is, the going alone presumes a pre-existing covenant relationship. Well, we're all in covenant together because we've all given our heart to Jesus. No, that's not what I'm talking about. If you are going to walk the Matthew 18 road, and if you are going to apply the Matthew 18 procedures, it implies a pre-existing groundwork of interpersonal relationship. That's why relationship's so important. This passage does not work. You can't make it work. You can't legislate Matthew 18. Your brother. It has to come from the womb of relationality. It assumes functional, dynamic, existing, pre-existing covenant relationship. So can you imagine? You're let's say you're in a medium to small size congregation, 200 people. And somebody you've never had a conversation with comes up to you on Sunday, I'm offended with you. We need to have a Matthew 18 discussion with the pastor. Where'd that come from? Well, the Bible says. No. 1,000 times no. That's not how this works. Not how this is designed to work. So, time is running by. I'm going to wrap it up for this session. See you next time.